未来是否可以设计 And 40% said no, and 60% said yes. So my first question for both of you to which part of these answers you belong. Can future be planned? Yes or no?
我认为啊，未来是可以设计的，但是未必设计的结果啊一定会实现。啊，从这个设计角度来看，完全是可行的，你可以去设计。我们讲未来是不是可以100%计划的，这个可能很难，因为计划赶不上变化。但未来为什么是可以设计的呢？因为我们讲设计啊是人的一个基本的行为活动。在中国这个改革开放的这一代啊，这30年实际上我们就是在设计当中发生的。中国的改革并不是完全是一种试错式的改革，啊，因为当时很重要的是邓小平把他的思想与中国的当时的国情以及国际化的需求、大的环境进行了结合，实现了一个设计。当然，这个设计呢，而且非常的有效，就是很多方面当时设想的很多理想，今天我们看起来实现了。所以这是一个很好的一个设计的一个案例。所以邓小平被誉为啊中国改革开放的总设计师。
I really don't believe future can be planned. I come from a country who loves to plan. I come from Germany. Germans like to make plans every time for everything. They like to make really big plans. The bigger, the better sometimes. But I really believe, looking back to history and looking at plans that have been made, were they right? Did they come true? No, they didn't come true. So I don't believe future can be planned. But I want to start with a very short story. A few weeks ago, the Minister for Infrastructure in Germany had a press conference, and he had to tell something about a study that recently has been made by his ministry. And the study was called What is the Future of Mobility in 2050 and 2030? And afterwards, there was a lot of press about it because you could see in his speech that for him, he doesn't feel very comfortable talking about what might be happen in 2030 or 2050. Because he also, I think, knew what also my opinion is. No one knows what the world or anything will look like in 2030. How do we manage the things that we don't know? Germans don't always like to plan. Germans always like security. They want to know what's happening. They don't feel very comfortable when they are in a state of insecurity and they don't know what is going to happen. But I think countries, or especially Germany, the German society has to learn how we deal with the things we don't know, how we deal with insecurity, how we deal with the complexity of the world.
要避免诸位同学、诸位年轻人、诸位在以后决策失误，今天就要把新的理论呢要吸收。更重要的是啥？要不断的批判过去的理论。所以为什么这个设计失败可能性高呢？有人讲了很简单的道理。说我们人类历史啊，只有那么几亿年，但未来的人类历史呢，有多少亿年？肯定超过我们人类历史。你用已知的小部分的已知去预测大部分的未知，你失败的可能性是非常大的。所以大部分的预测是预测不准的，对吧？所以经验主义是不能作为一个科学方法的，你得用什么呢？用不断的去自我的批判，来去优化，让自己接近那个什么？接近那个知识和真理，但永远达不到那个100%的知识。这个是我们一个科学化的方法去思考这个社会的。
I believe governments do this because, and I think they do it right, that they try to, beside all the daily work they have to do, that they try to deal with the years that are ahead of us. I think that's a good thing to do. I think that's what we expect from governments. And maybe a reason for this is the wish for security. I think everyone feels better when she or he believes that we have a clue about what is going to happen. It doesn't mean that we know it, what's going to happen, but just feeling or we believe that we know. I think it's necessary for a society to have this kind of basic security, because this is also one of my opinions. Without a minimum of security, no one is able to take a risk. You need to have a basic amount of security, and planning the future may also give you a kind of security that you're able to go ahead and to innovate and to be prospective.
所以呢，其实我们必须要去反思我们国家的整个发展战略，尤其是我们做计划的方式。我们需要培养具有设计思维的这个发展的规划者，而不是简单的做计划的这种野蛮草率的计划，最后要毁坏很多生命的。这是我们的一个基本的一个动议或者是结论。所以讲。这个 cost 还不能光用政府的开销来计算，应该用什么老百姓实际上他真正的损失来计算。这可能是天价的。这历史的教训啊，过去交了学费，今天一定要能够去反思改变。如果我们不改变的话，未来可能还会要交学费。政府呢，更多的是扮演着一个裁判角色，而我们现在看到有些政府呢，它这个具有什么，就是裁判想踢球这样的一个愿望，对吧？同时，他想计划这个比分，这样的话就出现了很多问题。所以在不同的设计当中、不同的计划当中，一定要把这个角色定位好。所以我们讲这个分层次的讨论，包括法律体制、企业干企业的事情、政府干政府的事情、社会大学干大学的事情，这个分寸是很难把握的。所以我们过去也吃过很多亏，是吧？不断的改革当中，就是为了把这个线推到一个合理的层面。所以现在讲整个我们的改革，就是要找那个最好那个线，能够按照这个道去实现我们的改革。这是我们现在的思想。
A lot of politicians believe that they are very theoretical, they're very rational, but life isn't rational and theoretical. There can be so many other options, and if you only have a perspective of the theory, you can't really adapt it to what's really going to happen to real life. The second one is, I think, good planning requires the ability to listen. I think listening is one of the most underestimated qualities, leadership capabilities that people have. If you don't listen to other ones, other perspectives, other opinions, you won't be able to really see the whole picture. And last but not least, I think it's empathy. You need to be able, it belongs to the listening factor, you need to be able to understand other people's perspective. It's in diplomacy, for example, it's very, very important. Understanding other people's, other countries, other corporations' views. You don't have to accept them, but you have to understand why the other one is thinking the way she or he is thinking. And this is the basis for a conversation.
世界永远是在变化当中的，不管你愿意不愿意适应这个潮流，一定要保持一个与时俱进。这样的话，你才会有一个好的一种心境和心情。当你心情好的时候，不用考虑未来，每天都很开心，每天是吧，成为一个连续的一个生命历程，就是你的未来。
The first one, I think, is expect the unexpected. A lot of people still make the mistake because mainly expecting the unexpected means preparing for the worst case scenario. It very seldomly prepares like that we have to do with best case scenario. So maybe it's good that you do this because it just helps you having a more positive perspective towards your future. But expecting the unexpected always, whatever you do, whether you're a politician or a CEO of a company, I think is very, very important. By the way, the most successful German companies are those companies, from my personal point of view, who have a CEO or a board who exactly do this, who very often raise the question, what can disrupt our business completely? Not just like we lose market shares with this product or with these products. how can we disrupt our own business? What might happen? And companies who always raise these questions themselves and asking these questions into their own organizations, I think they are very well prepared when it comes to just crises.
在做计划、做设计之前，一定要把根本立住。所以这个《孙子兵法》里面讲，做一件事情是吧？说战争的胜败在于它是不是正义。先为不可胜，先为不可败，而后为可胜也。就这个道理。就是你战争啊，你想胜利啊，未必能胜利，对不对？你想胜利，你不未必能预测到啊，涉及到啊。但是你想不失败还是很容易的，因为你永不言败就不会失败了，因为这是主观你能控制的。我跟很多企业家讨论他的管理上的问题，就是很多时候我们犯了主观的这个臆断，就是因为我做这个事情，所以一定会做成，实际上这是不理性的。相对来讲，谁善于倾听、善于自我批评、善于谦虚的去学习，有勇气坚持，永不言败，他的可能性是最高的。
In Germany, it's quite useful. It's a common thing to do that you get the NGOs involved and that you also get people involved. So I think we are in a modus where we really can get a lot of organizations, NGOs and people involved. What actually changed is that people in Germany demand much more participation than they used to 10 years ago. In Stuttgart, one of the bigger towns in Germany, in the south of Germany, where Daimler Chrysler comes from, there was a plan to move the main station to another part of the city to be able to build some new houses and apartments there. And 15 years ago, maybe, such a huge infrastructure project would have been possible to fulfill and to do within years. But what happened was that there were huge protests in the whole society in Stuttgart who said, this is really a thing that we have to do. So they demanded much more participation in planning these infrastructure things. In my constituency in Pankow, for example, there are so many small NGOs who really pop up every single year. Whenever there is a plan to renovate a park or to build a new apartment house in the green, there are immediately hundreds of people who gather and want to be part of the planning, or they oppose it or so. So it's very important for government and the political scene to open up to these organizations.
第二个问题就是平常人是吧？平常人怎么样去让这个社会变得更好？我觉得很重要的是一个产权问题，就是还权于民呐，就是把创新的权利要交给创新者，啊，包括金融、包括资产、包括教育、包括医疗，都应该现在是一个还权于民的时代，啊，只有这样的话，才能让这个平常人。2003年的时候，我在美国看到这个当时中国闹 SARS， 后来看到胡锦涛这个总书记到广东街头啊，敢于冒那么大的风险去在街头这个见市民，当时我就下决心，我说这一届政府我愿意回国发展，因为我觉得这一届政府有希望，是吧？应该是起码不会那么的腐败，对吧？这个后来看了以后也没有发生，是吧？这个是也没有按照我的预期发生，所以很多事情都是没有。后来我就反思了一下，我说发现因为你作为旁观者，你永远是一个预测者，反映一下我们自己有没有责任，就是腐败这么严重，是不是只是政府的责任？老百姓有没有责任？我们每个人都有责任在这里面，这是一个社会文化的一个普遍的现象，对吧？所以怎么样反思我们自己，从自己做起啊，去改变这个社会。
Companies right now want to hire younger people who have a positive attitudes towards the digitalization, for example, who really can cope with the social media, who really know what it's all about and what the digitalization really can do to just a company who understand the new context. Of course, you need to have a very well education. Germany has great universities, but I think it's not only about knowing the right facts, being a great engineer or being a great economist, for example. I think it's also more about your personal attitude. Companies are looking for people with the right attitudes towards new things, pushing the agenda forward, not being that much focused on security, but who want to push the limit a little bit, who are entrepreneurial within a company, for example. So working for some German companies, there are huge German brands which enable their employees not only to work as an employee that we maybe know about, like fulfilling the task every day, going home, coming back next day. German companies want to enable their employees to try out new things within the company structure.
人力资源规划这个词儿提了好久了，实际上我建议啊，未来它不是提人力资源。人力资源什么意思？就是我作为一个资源，我规划我自己如何给别人服务，这叫人力资源规划，是吧？企业也把人力资源部变成很重要一个部门，就是你怎么样从市场上采购到性价比比较高的人力资源？什么意思？工资要的低，是吧？他干活干得比较认真，好用，这叫人力资源。这概念已经过时了，为什么呢？是真正需要的这个人，他是创新性人才，他不是过来做重复性劳动的。他过来的话，他的前途不可限量啊，对不对？所以叫什么人力资本？所以叫进行什么人力资本和社会资本规划？什么意思？就是我们现在，比如我们现在这个投资的企业，我们现在支持北大学生创业的企业，我就跟他们讲，我说你们每招个人过来以后啊，都不要认为你是在雇佣一个人，而应该希望是什么呢？你是在投资于他。
I believe the internet, the digital technologies, the best new that we have experienced for decades. I really believe this is a very positive technology with a lot of positive power. But as always, everything has a bad side. Even a car has a bad side. You can drive, it's very modern, but you can kill people with cars, right? If you don't use it responsible, I think every technology can be worse. And this is something that we have to learn. How am I responsible for using a technology? You can't outsource it to government or to a company. Using the internet, using new technology means what is your own responsibility in using this? And I think this is something that has to be discussed.
我们在研究互联网对于中国整个未来政治民主的影响，实际上这个是很大的课题。互联网必将会改变中国的民主生态，而且已经出现了这样的情况了。所以在未来，我可以大胆的预测一下哈，这个在未来几年当中，中国的政治和管理模式有改变的话，很可能是在互联网上改变的啊。当然，希望它是一种正常的、善意的改变，而不是一种这个混乱的改变。
You need to mix the right people together when you try to think about the future. I'm an economist. Set me in a room with 10 other people who studied the same. We have the same language, we have the same way to think about problems, we have the same way to find a solution. We won't have a problem immediately to identify the problem and then immediately come to a problem-solving model, for example. But get 10 economists in the room with 2 people who work in culture. The people who work in culture have a totally different perspective on solving problems and seeing the problems. They ask different questions. And then give in lawyers and geographers and whatsoever. This is really important. If you really want to have a plan, let's call it, or a design that is very near to the reality. It's all about cross-disciplinary work. And I think, maybe as a last one, because we're here in a cultural place, we need much more people from art and culture to do this. Because I really believe those kind of people with their education, with their way of dealing with others, the way to communicate with others is so important to give into everything that has to do with, hardcore politics, because this is really necessary to have people around you who help you broaden your perspective you just normally have.
实际上呢，在预测里面是分层次的，就你需要的资料和资源是分层次的。最基本的就是数据， 你要没有数据的话，你是不能够乱猜想的。如果没有数据的话，就类似于赌博，是吧？你随机去猜测，但数据是不够的，因为数据很多。我们现在谈的是大数据 （big data） 越来越多，那就需要有 information 信息。信息呢也会泛滥，真正去识别好的信息、正确的信息，就需要有知识。第三个层次是知识，知识呢也很多的书，但是你发现很多人他没有知识，但是他很有智慧。有时候知识越多哈，你越难预测，为什么呢？那是错误的知识，所以智慧要比知识还要高。所以我们在北大里面讲很多，就是博士生的话谈的是哲学，是吧？让你具有智慧，并不是说博士生你需要读很多的书，而是要把哲学能够悟到。但超越哲学的是什么呢？是信仰，是信仰，就是你对他这个事情很简单，你就信，信的话你就可以预测了。正确与否你很清楚，但是很可惜，现在中国我们的社会目前是一个信仰混乱和信仰真空的一个社会，我们没有一个特别强的一个信仰。这是在社会当中，我们过去的共产主义信仰在今天受到很大的问题，所以这是我们为什么中国解释现在目前社会里面出现很多的混乱和预测不准确的，就是我们根上面这个信仰层面出了问题。
I just wanted to add one thing that you said, because you said that in China everything needs quite a long time. I want to give you, and I want to make you a compliment, because in Germany, China is perceived as a country, once a decision is made, everything is so fast. So it's really the opposite view, which is, I think, very interesting. When German CEOs visit your country and come back and they talk about all these cities you build and all the renovations you do, they often refer to German big infrastructure projects. They always say, look to China. They make it so fast and so effective, so we have to be like China.
So that's a very good point. I want to add some comments. Why China is going so fast? Because we don't plan, we just do it.
That might be true.